16 Stephen Curry? I mean, seriously, the long-range dead-eye shooting, the scoring, the efficiency, the iconic moments, the records, the awards, and the fact that he fundamentally changed the way we play basketball. Although it didn't end how he wanted it to, Steph impacted the NBA unlike any player we've ever seen. So here's the story of 2016 Stephen Curry, or as I like to call him, the anomaly. Steph's iconic 2016 season was fueled by what happened just a year prior. So here's a quick recap. In 2015, Curry made the monumental leap from rising star who finally got over all of his ankle injuries to MVP on the #1 seed in the NBA. It was a shock, but the team was too young, the Western Conference was too strong. Steph needs more reps on the big stage. Oh, never mind, the Warriors won the title. And then came the hate. Golden State got lucky, they had an easy path to the finals, and Curry didn't even win the finals MVP. That was the conversation around Steph and his squad headed into the 2016 season, the belief being that they were just a one-hit wonder. So in an interview before the season, Curry responded to the noise.
I apologize for us being healthy, I apologize for us playing who was in front of us, apologize for all the accolades we received as a team and individually. I'm very truly sorry, and we'll rectify that situation this year.
And rectify he did. On opening night, the Warriors raised their 2015 championship banner as a final middle finger to their doubters. And then during the game, Steph hit them with one more.
Open shot for Curry. Curry facing a triple team, fires and hit. Here comes Curry. Curry all the way. Curry is open for three. Yes. Curry getting off to the terrific start. Was the foul. And a count. Here's Thompson on the left wing. Curry pulls it up. And three.
I'd say he rectified the situation in the first game of the season. 40 points in 35 minutes, including 24 of those in the first quarter. The message sent by Curry was clear. Last year was no fluke. 2 nights later, they'd face the Pelicans again, and Steph put on a show. Through the first half, he had 15 points, a couple threes, and a few assists. But then in the third, he turned into a psycho. No-look dimes, deep off-balance triples, a behind-the-back hop-step layup, and a sidestep and 1-3 to cap off a nuclear 28-point quarter. We were just a few games into the season, and this dude was miles better than he was in his MVP season. He finished the game with 53 points, 9 assists, 4 steals, and 8 threes, pushing the Warriors to a perfect 3-0 start. And they kept rolling. It was win after win after win, and on November 12th in a game against the Minnesota Timberwolves, the opportunity to go 10-0 was sitting right in front of them, and Curry snatched it. He went crazy for 46 points and 8 threes in the win. Golden State was flawless and Steph was ungodly. In fact, throughout the entire 2015 season, Russell Westbrook had led the NBA with 4 20-point quarters. Curry already has 4 in 10 games. The guy was a human heat check. Seriously, you know those long bombs that guys shoot after they made 3 or 4 threes in a row? Yeah, those were regular pull-ups for Steph as soon as the game started. The NBA had never seen anything like this, and what made it even crazier is that it resulted in winning. Steph with 34, they win. 37, win. 40, win. 41, win. 40, win. 44, win. It was like finding a cheat code in a video game. The Warriors were now 23-0 to start the season, shattering the previous record of 15-0 by the 1995 Houston Rockets. And on December 11th in Boston, they were looking to extend their record. Number 30 made sure it happened. 38, 11-8 to reach that crisp 24-0 mark. And then they lose to the mediocre Milwaukee Bucks the very next night. We were halfway through December and the Warriors finally lost their first game of the season. The streak was over, but it put 2 topics into the limelight. Just a couple months into the season, Curry was already running away with the MVP. That was unheard of, yet something even greater was unfolding. Golden State was now on pace to break the single season win total of 72 set by the '96 Chicago Bulls. We were witnessing a historically great season, but there's still a long way to go. Headed into the new year, Steph was being Steph. He railed off 8 30-point games in the month of January, keeping the Warriors on track with a 44-4 record. It was a great month for Steph, but February Curry was magical. In the first game of the month, he went ballistic for 51 points and 11 threes on absurd efficiency for his second 50-piece of the season. But this was just a teaser. A few days later, he lights up Houston for 35, then Portland for 31, 36 on Atlanta, 42 on Miami, and then his third 50-point game of the year against the Orlando Magic, nailing half-court shots and laughing at the crowd in the process. The chef was a demon. This led to their final game in the month of February, and the opponent? The third-seeded OKC Thunder, led by a two-headed monster in Durant and Westbrook, eager to knock the Warriors off their historic season. Plus, it was a Saturday night on national television. The world was watching, and Steph was ready to add a little lightning to the Thunder.
Curry fires away and hits the three. Curry from the corner, another. Curry, long distance, puts it in. Stephen Curry with another, especially shooting Curry for three. Crossover, step back, three-pointer, bang. Curry from downtown, puts it in. Stephen Curry. Defensive plays. Curry for three, nails it. They do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry! With 0.6 of a second remaining.
The chef served up a nasty 32-foot game winner for one of the most iconic moments in NBA history, and tag on 46 points, tying the league record with 12 threes in the game on 75% from downtown. If the MVP wasn't already locked up, it is now. In fact, during the game, Curry broke the NBA single season record for threes made, and we're only in February. From this point on, the Warriors were on the hunt to beat that 72-win mark by the '96 Bulls, and they were right on track until they hit the final week of the season. After a loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves, Golden State was 69-9 with 4 games remaining in the season. They had to be perfect to break the record. First off, they'd face the 67-win San Antonio Spurs, beating them by double digits, and then squeezing by the Grizzlies with a 1-point win. 2 down, 2 to go. But the next game was a big one. A rematch against the Spurs in San Antonio, which was damn near a death sentence because the Spurs hadn't lost at home all season long. They were 40-0, and with the Warriors on the verge of history, something had to break. But I'll tell you what, it wasn't Steph. Curry torched the Spurs for 37-5-5, giving them their first home loss of the season. This was huge, which leads us to the final game of the year at home against Memphis. Win and get the record, lose and tie the Bulls. But I mean, let's be real, Steph wasn't gonna disappoint.
He finds Curry, open three, puts it in. So Jordan was ready for 15, moves for 10, and Curry, oh my goodness. Curry again. They play differently than a lot of teams now in the league. Old-fashioned one, as Curry does it. 400 three-pointers in a season. It's official, number 73. The greatest regular season in NBA history now belongs to the 2016 Golden State Warriors.
46 points, 10 threes, and the Warriors are the winningest regular season team in league history at 73-9. Truly a historic season. In fact, during this game, Curry surpassed 400 threes made on the season, 402 to be exact, on 45.4% from downtown, which is beyond insane because if we look at the three-point rankings during that 2016 season, no one is in the vicinity of his combination of volume and efficiency. And not only was he the first to surpass the 400 threes made mark, but he was also the first player to crack the 300 mark. It was insane. And even with the increase in threes over the last half decade, no one has sniffed him since. Not even himself. It was an anomaly. And for the cherry on top, Steph is named the first unanimous MVP in NBA history to cap off one of the greatest individual regular seasons of all time. But let's keep in mind, it don't mean a thing without the ring. With the championship, Curry would have a chance to cap off the greatest season by an individual player ever. No doubt about it. But it didn't start out too hot. In game 1 of the playoffs against the Houston Rockets, Steph tweaked his ankle. He'd end up leaving the game and missed games 2 and 3 of the series. Golden State still got themselves up return in game 4, and the man was clearly very rusty. Through 3 quarters, he had just 13 points on 6 of 18 from the field and 0 for 9 from 3. It was bad, but when it's clutch time, the chef is the baddest man alive.
Curry fires up a 3 and it goes! Curry, long 2 is good for Curry. Plumlee in pick and rolls. There's Stephen Curry in their lead now. Curry left wide open, right between the eyes. And he comes, Curry. Some ball handling, fires up a 3, does it again!
The MVP showed up late, scoring 10 in the 4th, and then an NBA record 17 points in overtime to finish the game with 49 and 8 while letting the world know he was back. The Warriors crushed the Blazers in 5, moving on to the Western Conference Finals against the OKC Thunder. And through the first 4 games, Steph and the Warriors were at their worst. He was averaging just 24 points on below average efficiency that we're not used to seeing from the MVP, and the team followed suit. Golden State lost game 1, bounced back in game 2, and then got blown out in games 3 and 4 in OKC. And now all of a sudden, their back is against the wall, down 3-1 in the series. A comeback that has only been accomplished 9 times in league history would have to be pulled off. Which is honestly some great news because Steph and the Warriors have been all about making history this season. In Game 5, Curry bounced back, 31, 7, 6, and 5 to survive and force a Game 6, where the man answered once again, 31, 10, and 9 alongside a 41-point nuke from his splash bro to miraculously force a Game 7. And at home, the babyface turned into an assassin.
Switching Adams. Curry fires. Yes! Double here on the road. Curry got the step. Curry on a step back. Yes. 21. Here's Curry. Yes. Using some of the clock. And he fires. Becoming only the 10th team out of 233 to win a best-of-7 series while trailing 3 games to 1.
Steph rectified last season and sent his team back to the NBA Finals for the 2nd consecutive season thanks to a monster 36-point 7-3 performance. But his toughest challenge was now in front of him: the rematch. In Game 1, Steph was bad. I'll straight up say it. 11 points, horrendous efficiency, yet the Warriors still blow out the Cavs by 15. And Game 2 was a similar story. He put in just 18 on better efficiency, and that's really all they needed, as they blew Cleveland out of the water by 33 points to take a commanding 2-0 series lead. It was almost too easy, and it seemed like back-to-back titles were on the horizon. until they got rocked in the face in Game 3. The Cavaliers walked all over the Warriors with a 30-point murder to get back in the series. Once again, Curry wasn't great in Game 3, or in the entire finals for that matter. However, in Game 4, with a chance to take absolute control of this series, he delivered. After a back and forth first half that saw Cleveland take a 5-point lead into halftime, Steph went off, erupting for 11 points in the third quarter to put Golden State up 2. And in the fourth, he went for the kill shot, pouring in 13 to put the game away. When they needed him the most, he showed up. Steph and the Warriors take a 3-1 series lead, and I think we all know the history. It's a deficit that no team has ever come back from in the finals. But like I said earlier, the Warriors have been all about making history this season, and that goes both ways. In Game 5, Steph struggled with his shot, and they have to go back to Cleveland for a Game 6. A controversial Game 6. Halfway through the first quarter, Steph got hit with 2 fouls, and he couldn't believe it. In the second quarter, he got hot for 15 points, but picked up another foul in the process. 3 more, and he's gone. In the third quarter, Curry got dinged for another, and in the fourth, it went south. On what was a crystal clear swipe and steal of Kyrie's dribble, Steph shockingly got hit with his 5th foul, and with 4 minutes to go in the fourth, he picked up his 6th. Not pleased with the call, he screams at the official, throws his mouthpiece, hits a fan, gets ejected, and we're somehow going to a Game 7. All the 3-point records, the 73-win season, the unanimous MVP, and all of Steph's other accomplishments from this golden season led us to one final game, and he came out ready. Curry drained 2 threes in the first quarter, but after that, he wasn't himself. He was missing shots that we'd seen him make all season long and turning the ball over in crucial moments of the game, finishing with just 17 points on 6 of 19 from the field and 4 for 14 from 3. And in the final minute, he got hit with a dagger. Kyrie nails a sidestep 3 on the ISO with Steph to put Cleveland up 3 with less than a minute to go. Curry tries to answer, but he clanks it, and it's over. One of the greatest individual seasons of all time crashed and burned with all eyes on him in the final game of the season. Maybe Stephen Curry really is just a one-hit wonder.
I can't do it, baby. Oh, I've tried so hard, but I just can't do it, baby, no.
Just pouring out. It might be his 4th, but it means so much.
What are they gonna say now? What are they gonna say now?